Hola, bienvenidos. As I stated before, my introductory video, my first true video, the I will be reviewing my personal thoughts on the Pale Knight. Now, this is a pretty interesting. Before I do it, I would like to tell you about like this is not sponsored by the way. I just want to tell you something that what's interesting to me is that I found out is that this actually had 6 issues digitally. Now I don't know if like those are only 6 issues or if they will like make more, but but there will let me be known that there are 6 issues with this comic recently getting released physically, and they're selling that on the website of this comic publication called Mad Cave, called Mad Cave, and if and they're selling it. As I stated before, it's not sponsored. I am not. I am not. I just want to say something interesting. I've said. As of now, physically, but they're physically selling. They're only 2 issues. One of which I had to use websites to read because I only owned the first one, and unfortunately, my family's in a bit of financial rut. So yeah, I have this plus a few other like comics. Like this is the first true comic I actually bought well myself. The other true comic I bought was like some old Simpsons one that my parents forced me to buy because I don't know they thought it was like stupid or something. But yeah, but yeah, the first yeah. I've been mainly buying like graphic novels. Like the first two things I bought was a manga, which was Junji Ito's Frankenstein. Here you go, so it can be more clear. This Junji Ito manga by Frankenstein and V for Vendetta by Alan Moore, which are generally the first two comics I've actually ever bought. Yeah, but now enough about my personal stuff. This comic itself is generally pretty good. It's pretty interesting. It's set in the 1300s, aka medieval times, where we follow the main character Sir Hugh de Grey, who is generally the title Pale Knight, who he is the title character. We follow him and how a plague like befell like England that reached his town that and how like people come to cope with it. Like in this issue, we learn about the different things that have happened happened, well, supposedly happened. This first issue, as you may read here, it says a woman with gave birth to a dog with 2 heads, but and in the second issue, it states that there are 2 women burning at the stake who somebody says that they supposedly blew breathe bl- they blew fire. So saying that and uh, and that said fire caused a plague in that town. But we never see any of this. We don't see the two-headed dog. We never saw those 2 women blow blue fire, and we really don't know if there's any supernatural because it advertises itself as historical horror, which is interesting considering this probably is one of those historical fictions, aka like it sets itself in like a certain time period, but like it changed some stuff to make it like a fit its like narrative. And and which is pretty interesting because there may be some supernatural things, but there may also not be some supernatural things because considering in issue 2 there was this little storm that they encountered a storm, which is actually a bunch of people who are dancing with death itself, supposedly into purgatory, which is why they do that. I was apologies, I was trying to look at volume 2, but yeah, my bad. That wasn't available to me. Anyways, about that. About that. Yeah, there are these like supernatural things happening, but we don't really know if it's actually happening or if it's just in the heads of the townsfolk or if it's just them coping with like a pretty like city time. Considering like this is a set in the 1300s, there was no medicine, there were no vaccines, there were no doctors. Well, there will be plague doctors, but that's the best thing. But trust me, you don't want to get killed by a plague doctor. Yeah, and all they had was God Himself, the Lord above, the Big G. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we can't. They can't, and they can only blame like certain stuff, well, as you can see here, this little page, man is blaming women for the undoing of the plague, for the undoing of the town, and 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 for a bit of a spoilers, lately, his wife says that they did said Sir Hugh's wife says that she did everything to try and keep her son free from the plague, which supposedly uh made to avoid stagnant water, wax wax cloth to use wax cloth over southern with and use wax cloth to put over southern windows, which whatever that means. But as you can tell, his son is unfortunately plague ridden, as you can see there. Now, what makes this extra interesting is that he doesn't make a deal with God or a deal with the devil, like you may think of, like a deal, like you may think he will become like an anti-Spawn or he will become Spawn or a Ghost Rider, but no, he makes a deal with death itself. Now, it's pretty interesting considering if you know mythology, you may know of Dante's Inferno. Now, I don't know if it's following Dante's Inferno, but if you remember, there are three kingdoms: heaven, hell, and purgatory. Everybody knows Dante's Inferno, but nobody talks about Dante's Purgatorium and Dante's heaven. Heaven, yeah, yeah. Which is makes it interesting. Speaking of that, every time I hear them, death or Sir Hugh speak, the I think of Dante Alighieri from the game itself, and also death from it. Yeah, yeah, which is actually it's a pretty fun game. Like if this comic ever gets like an animated adaptation, I hope they maybe get the voice actors of this original game, or they at least get somebody who can like do the same voices of said game. Yeah, yeah. Now to talk more about it, the whole deal with death is that he if he kills this guy called Gilbert the Pure before the new moon, his son will be spared from death, and we'll know death. It takes all. It never lies. If you're going to die, you are going to die. Except, well, maybe if you make a deal with it. Now, what makes this interesting is that in issue 2, you may think this whole story is about trying to find Gilbert the Pure and kill him, but no. It's in issue 2. The deal is off. Like when he finds out Gilbert the Pure is actually a pure person. Like he is a generally good person. He stays with his town during a plague. He makes sure his townsfolk are okay. He actually has second guesses on trying to kill him, and so he just decides to just break the deal and try and play harder. But unfortunately, Death did not like that, so he just ends up going for his son anyways, which is what's only available in the first 2 issues now, and that would be all that I know my knowledge of it. Yeah, this comic is made by Peter Milligan, Val Rodriguez, Chris Peter, and Dave Sarpe, which you may see here in the little camera. And yeah, and it's by Mad Cave itself. So if you wanna I guess if you want to get the comics digitally, they're selling it on Mad Cave, and you might want to check out some of the other works. I have not checked out the other works yet, but I will check. I definitely might check out some of it. Like some of those, just search up the names online and you know see what's happening. Yeah, and I said before, it's the comic itself is like $5, which which you may think is a bit expensive in this comic, but trust me, it is way cheaper. Like I got this graphic novel of Even Dead I sold before. It's supposed to be $50, but I was able to get it during a sale, which made it like only $30. And yeah, yeah, $5 per piece, and like it's being from what I could tell, it's being released monthly, so you can maybe save up maybe $5 on the side, or maybe six, so you can get this comic, which I recommend you if you want to get into comics. Like it's a straight up new series. Like may not be brand new, but like it's a new series, new original series. It's not based off an original property. It's not based off like anything else. It's just like from what I could tell, purely original. It's not going to be connected to another universe. It's just its own thing. It's its own thing. And from what I could tell, it's going to be 6 issues. It's rated T for teens. So if you like just turned 13, congratulations. Maybe ask your parents if you're about to turn 13. Maybe ask your parents to get this. But yeah, that will be all for my review. Yeah, thank you. Maybe like, comment, subscribe, but I will probably review future comics that I own, and probably like other comics I own, if you could tell what I mean. But that will be all. Okay, good. Well, okay, good. Bye now. Bye now.